Hi, welcome and good afternoon. This is going to be a great 45 minutes for us and a great 45 minutes for you. We are broadcasting from the University of Colorado in Boulder, Colorado. And of course, this is a webinar on the engineering management program and some new offerings we have for you coming up next semester. And we're so happy to be able to be here to present to you. Now, I recognize that many of you who are watching today are joining us because you'd like to consider your next step in your education and perhaps also whether engineering management is the path that you'd like to take. And if you're to that point, you may be wondering whether the University of Colorado Engineering Management Program is the place that you'd like to go. So with this webinar, we've designed it to answer some of those questions. And if you do have any questions, as Kendra just mentioned, be sure to type them in because we do want to make sure that we answer all of your questions. You should have that capability in the software. So as you have the questions, go ahead and type it in and then we'll answer it at the end of the webinar. They'll be happy to, we have folks in the studio, they'll be happy to relay your question to either me or whoever is speaking, and then we can address it at the end. Let's go to the next slide. We will be talking, we do have two wonderful people with us today, Brent Phillips and Tobey, and they're going to be presenting an overview. I'll be doing an overview of our program, and then I'll turn it over to them, to Brent Phillips, who's going to talk about our new course in Advanced Project Program and Portfolio Management. And then after Brent, Tobey is going to give a short presentation on our new certificate in Engineering Management in the aerospace industry. And at the end of the presentation, again, please hang around and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Now, our purpose here is an introduction to the engineering management program. And this program is an incredible vehicle for learning. And many of our graduates write back to us that this was not only an educational experience, but it was absolutely life-changing, not only professionally, but also personally. Our faculty members have both industry experience and a depth of educational experience. And what we strive for is that in the classroom, when you're with us, you're getting half theory and half application so that you can take what you learn and put it to use right away in whatever capacity you're working in right now. Now, for those of you who are working currently in business and industry and in government, and maybe perhaps not even in one of those areas, but if you're interested in management skills and leadership skills, I can tell you from personal experience that this is the place to be. And we're so happy that you've joined us today and that you have a chance to learn a little bit more about what this is all about. Let's go to the next slide. So here we have a beautiful picture of the College of Engineering and Applied Science. This is what the building looks like, very angular and technical. And most days in Boulder look like this one. Beautiful, typical blue sky, although today you'd probably see quite a bit of snow. The engineering college itself has been here quite a long time. And as of 2019, we have several programs and departments ranked in the top 10 in the nation. And we are really proud to be part of that team. And think about it, out of the thousands of colleges and universities across the nation, to be ranked in the top 10 is significant and really is a testament to the quality of this engineering school. Now, of course, we're part of the College of Engineering and Applied Science, yet the name engineering management implies that there's more to us than simply engineering. Let's go to the next slide. So engineering management is right in between engineering and business. It was recognized over 100 years ago that the engineers the nation was turning out needed to know more than just their technical skills. For those of you who have a technical background, who are working in industry, business, and government, I think you'd probably agree that there are other skills that a person needs, like customer relations, business development, leadership skills, some knowledge of data management, ethics, and many other topics that we just happen to teach. And for that reason, engineering management is a study area that was established a long time ago. So we hold a unique position in that we bridge the gap between engineering and business. Let's go to the next slide. So the focus in our program is on engineering. We're different than a master's in a business administration, where the focus is completely on business. So for us, we're about the engineer, the technical person, the person with a mathematical background, technical background, or someone who's working in a technical field. Maybe you don't have that background, but you want to have more of it. We exist to help give you the skills that you need to move to the next level. And our program is designed for, by, and with engineers and technical people, tailored for engineers and technical people. The people who teach in our program have many years of experience in industry and education. And of course, your students that you'll be taking the classes with also come from business, industry, military, and government backgrounds. Another difference between the Masters of Engineering and an MBA are that you can get it done faster. So if you're going to an MBA, you'll have 16 plus courses to complete in a graduate program, whereas the Masters of Engineering, you'll have 10 courses to complete. Let's go to the next slide. Now, probably for a good percentage of you, that's why you're here today, because you had these innate skills you took with you when you were hired, wherever you were working, and they've helped you to succeed to the level you're currently operating at now. But perhaps you're thinking, I could use a little bit more. Maybe you've said to yourself, I want to know this subject area more in depth, or I want to understand how to lead better and be a better leader, or I want to help my team achieve higher levels of performance, or help my company by being a better member of the company. So if that's why you're here and showed up today, that's a great thing, because that's exactly what we do. And this is why engineering management might be right for you. We're helping prepare the next generation of engineering and technical leaders. And it's designed, this program, specifically for people like you who want to advance their careers in a technical environment. And then also, in addition to that, take on management and leadership roles. And like I said, all of our professors have a background in engineering and can provide you with the other skills that are necessary to excel past your peers. We're not just providing you an education, we're providing you with the skills you need to excel. And that's why we're here. And we want you to leave this program, should you decide to join us, and then excel past your peers. So let's go to the next slide here. We're going to talk about our graduate programs. And with respect to our graduate programs, there are 3 opportunities available for you. The first of which is our degree program, the Master of Engineering in Engineering Management. Let's go to the next slide and see what's all there. So to get the degree in engineering management, you get to take 30 credit hours. 15 of those hours are related to our core courses listed here. So we have an introduction to applied statistical methods. This is not your regular statistics course. This is something that you can take back and use right away and actually use to make decisions for your business. We have finance and accounting for engineering managers, project management, software project management, or fundamentals of systems engineering, leadership, and engineering communication. In addition to that, the remaining 15 are electives, and we have a lot to choose from, including leading technical organizations, ethics, entrepreneurship, applied business decisions, product development, business law, my area, quality science, and improving in business. And then we have other areas like program management, which Brent is going to talk about today, and the new course for new certificate that Kathy will talk about in just a few minutes. Let's go to the next slide. We also have another way to participate, and that is through the graduate certificate program. Let's go to the next slide and see what's there. Now, you know that professional development is a critical component to career advancement, and we offer students an opportunity to earn a certificate in a specialized technical field. So these certificate programs provide students with, of course, the most current knowledge and expertise in their field, and it's typically through 3 or 4 courses that are picked out to support that area of learning. Now, the great thing about this is, and of course you can see all the certificates we have here. The new one at the bottom, there's engineering management in the aerospace industry, which Kathy will talk about. But let's say you really love what you're studying through the certificate program, and you will. You can apply your course credits to a master's program if you wish to continue your professional development. So if you've taken 4 courses, you might as well just go ahead and take the rest of the 6 and get your full degree. Let's go to the next slide. The last way to participate is through a dual graduate degree in conjunction with other engineering departments. Let's go to the next slide. So let's say that you really want to be more technical in a specific field of study. There are several in which you can get not only a professional master's, but also the Masters of Engineering and Engineering Management. And those include professional masters in aerospace engineering, computer science, electrical, computer and energy engineering, and mechanical engineering. So we have a program in which we partner with these departments in order to provide you maximum value. Let's go to the next slide. So how does this program meet your needs? Well, we've designed this program for the working professional, including the technology that we use, the teaching techniques, the scheduling, everything is designed for you as a working professional. I'm assuming that many of the people who are on the webinar right now are in that situation. You're probably a working professional and you may be asking yourself, how in the world am I going to fit this into my schedule with work, family, activities, etc.? And you likely have a lot going on in addition to your professional life. Well, that's where we come in, and that's why engineering management at CU Boulder is designed for you, the working professional. And we have 3 different ways that you can participate in class. One is live in the classroom. If you happen to be fortunate enough to be here in beautiful Boulder, come on down. You can come attend our classes live. But let's say you don't have that option. The second way is to participate live in a class synchronously electronically. You can sit at your desk in New York City. You can sign in and participate live in our classes, much like we're doing today with this Zoom presentation. We have many students who attend even while deployed overseas, and they can sometimes even participate live. The third way to participate is asynchronously. We record all of our class presentations and they are available for you within 24 hours after the class is given. You can then sign in and watch the classes at your convenience, perhaps after dinner or after the workday, or after your kids go to bed or on the weekends, whatever time's convenient for you. Now, as a working professional, you're going to love our course content. We have the breadth and the depth of courses to round out your education to prepare you for leadership and management wherever you may work. And our faculty bring real-world experience into the classroom for every single class. I wish I could go back through this program again. Now, I graduated from the program in 2014. I had worked in industry for 14 years, so my purpose, of course, for learning was to get into teaching. But I can tell you that I sincerely wish that I had the opportunity during my career to go through this program, because every class I took was rich with applicable information and insight that absolutely blew my mind. And I was successful in my career. I can't imagine what we could have done had I been able to go through this program when I was working. This is a fantastic opportunity for you, because you have enough room to tailor the program to your interests as well. And if you're looking for a reason to join us, you may find your reason here. And my hope is that you will be part of a new core of people leaving our program and improving business, industry, and government across the nation. And as you can see here, many of our students come from these leading organizations and also leave our program to be part of these organizations and others. I'll now turn over the presentation to Brent Phillips, who will be sharing about his new course in Advanced Project, Program, and Portfolio Management.
All right, thank you, Wendy. Hopefully everybody can see me okay. I'm here in snowy Broomfield, Colorado today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the new course that we are introducing next spring. A little bit of background about myself. I am one of the adjunct professors here in the Engineering Management program. I've previously taught EMEN 4030 and 5030, the foundational courses, and I'm one of the co-instructors of this new course. My day job, my full-time day job, I am the Associate Director of Project and Portfolio Management here at the CU Office of Information Technology. Previously, I had a similar position at Ball Aerospace, also in Boulder. And finally, I'm also a CU alumni of the Leeds School of Business. So earlier, Wendy was talking about the interrelationship between the business school and the engineering school, and I can definitely attest to how important that's going to be going forward. All right, next slide, please. All right, so this is just the advertising blurb about the new course. I'm going to define project, program, and portfolio management in the next slide, so please hold any questions about that until the next slide. The number one question that I've heard so far is, what is the difference between this new course and the existing courses, EME 5030, which is the fundamentals of project management, and 5032, which is advanced topics in project management? And I'm just going to walk through each of those progressively. So 5030 is really building the foundation of your project management knowledge. We spent a lot of time talking about the 10 knowledge areas that the Project Management Institute emphasizes, as well as the process groups. So having gone through that course, you understand the basics and you're able to bring them together in at least an introductory way. The advanced course, 5032, has an emphasis on case studies. So now that you have that foundation, now you can apply that foundation against actual case studies, actual projects that have happened in the past, and you can build on those skills. You can apply some critical thinking, you can present the scenario, and then try to say what should have happened in each of these situations. So the advanced course is still for those that may not have any practical working knowledge of project management, that might have just taken 5030 and you're moving into 5032, you're building on that previous knowledge. So finally, that brings me to the new course. So this course assumes that you have a working understanding of the project fundamentals. And that's going to be important because each level that you can see on the little blurb on the screen there, from project to program to portfolio, each level builds on the previous level. And it is much, much easier to go through that progression if you already have that good, firm understanding of the fundamentals. The other thing I'll point out is that 5030 and 5032, you do talk a little bit about program management and portfolio management, but this course really stresses that for multiple weeks, we'll be diving deeply into each of those topics. And again, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that on the next slide. Finally, I want to emphasize that this course, you'll see there are bolded several of the terms here. We're emphasizing the in-class exercises, the class discussion, both in message boards and real-time live discussion, case study analysis. And one difference here too between the case studies is that we're really emphasizing the actual projects that myself and my co-instructor have managed over the years. So these are, a lot of these cases are actually personal cases that we can relay to you, our personal lessons learned. And then finally, we've lined up a bunch of guest speakers who are recognized experts in their fields. All right, next slide, please. All right, so very briefly, I'm going to define these three terms for you. So project management, I'm just going to use the PMI definition. You have a starting point, an ending point, and you're delivering a unique deliverable. So our focus in this course is on practical advanced content. So what I did when we were first refining what we wanted to cover in this course is I reached out to a lot of my peers in both EDUCAUSE, which is project management across academia, as well as the Project Management Institute, which really spans multiple industries. And I asked people at my level, what is something that you wish you would learn more about when you were still in school? What do you wish you could go back in time and have learned more about regarding project management? So we have several weeks of this course where we are addressing those content, the content that working professionals have said, boy, I really wish I had learned these things back when I was in school. Next level, we have program management. So programs are a group of related projects that are managed in a coordinated way. So some of the examples from my past, so the space shuttle, for example. One of the instructors in the EMP program was a program manager on the space shuttle. So every element of the space shuttle could be the windshield, could be the thruster, could be the electrical system. These are all parts of an overall coordinated program. The Boeing 777, there are a couple of fantastic case studies talking about how the Boeing 777 came together a whole bunch of related projects all rolling up to this program. And then finally, back when I was at Ball Aerospace, we had a program called Orion, which was going to be NASA's first interplanetary spacecraft. So again, there were multiple projects within the program, but all of those projects were aligned and there was an overall program budget. So when I'm talking about program management, that's what I mean by program management. Then finally, a portfolio is just a collection of projects and or programs that are, again, all rolling up to achieve certain strategic directives. So portfolio management is what's generally done at the highest level, very, very key for for-profit organizations, because every organization has limited resources. So you want to make sure that you are focusing your resources on those things that are going to provide the biggest bang for the buck. So that's portfolio management. A little about the instructors. So my co-instructor, myself, between us, we have over 50 years of project, program, and portfolio experience. We've also lined up a suite of fantastic guest lecturers who are recognized industry experts. And we're talking about industry experts across multiple industries. My background is primarily IT, but we cover a lot of different industries. And what you're going to find if you go through this course is that a lot of the fundamentals, a lot of the core learnings apply across industries. There are certainly some specifics that might be unique to an industry, but most of the content actually spans the industries. Finally, I want to point out it's relatively easy to find project management training and courses. If you Google it, you'll probably see hundreds of thousands of responses, but it's relatively rare to find good program and portfolio management. And so that's a need that we're trying to address with this new course. So who is this course for? So generally we're targeting students and working professionals, again, who already understand the basics of project management. You have a working knowledge of project management. We're also looking for people that may want to follow a career path in project, program, or portfolio management. And every time that I've taught 50-30 or 40-30, I've asked the class, how many of you want to go forth and be a project manager? And we might have maybe 10%, 10, 15, 20%, no more than that. But for those people that actually want to pursue any of these as a future career, this course would be for you. Finally, if you're seeking a certification in any of these areas, this course will definitely set you up to better take one of the certification exams. And then finally, this is for people that want to understand the interrelationships. Again, you can't truly understand portfolio management without understanding program and project. You can't fully understand program without understanding project management. So if you want to see the entire spectrum from project to program, this would be a very good course for you. And then finally, I just wanted to note, Wendy noted this earlier, the EMP program focuses on half theory and half application, and that's exactly what we're practicing in this course. We want to minimize the book reading and focus more on the interactions between the co-instructors and the students, and giving you the practical skills that you can carry forward regardless of if you're ever going to have a project management job in the future. All right, that's everything. Thank you. I believe we've got shifting over to Kathy now.
Thank you, Brent. Good afternoon. My name is Catherine Tobey, and I am a scholar in residence in the College of Engineering and Applied Science in the Engineering Management program. Let's go to the next slide. I recently developed the Engineering Management in the Aerospace Industry Certificate. This is a 4-course graduate certificate for aspiring leaders in the aerospace field. I recently retired after 34 years at Lockheed Martin Space. My last position was the Vice President and General Manager for the Special Programs line of business. It was a broad portfolio of advanced concept development programs as well as satellite and ground development contracts. My customers were critical national security space military officers, and all were incredibly interested in how leadership was developed and how program management skills could be applied to this very critical area. So this certificate is new. It consists of 4 courses or 12 hours of course material providing the students a solid foundation in the current global topics pertaining to the aerospace industry and the tools employed by successful leaders in the field. I developed these 4 courses and this certificate in collaboration with the Aerospace Engineering Sciences Department. This certificate program is for students who are enrolled in a graduate engineering program and or the Master's in Engineering Management degree. Next slide. So what is the aerospace industry looking for in new college graduates, especially with a graduate degree? These courses were designed to cover areas that are important to current aerospace companies and customers that hire our graduates. In selecting the content, I interviewed a significant number of leaders of these firms to understand what they expected graduates to know and understand with respect to leadership, management, and industry context. There were several topics that traditional graduate engineering programs did not typically cover. I made sure they were incorporated into the course content, specifically emphasis on collaborating and leading multidisciplinarization. I had interviews with to make sure that I was covering the content that they wanted to see their graduates have. Next slide. So these are the 4 courses. 3 of them are new, and all are offered either in the spring or the fall. So we're going to start with leading technical organizations. So this is the 3rd in a series of leadership courses that the engineering management program offers. The first is leading oneself, then leading others, and this is now leading technical organizations. So leadership of technical complex organizations is being challenged by the rapid pace of technology development, innovation, hyper-competition by new entrants, and a workforce that demands to be engaged, motivated, and recognized. This class allows students to now work with real case studies, hear experienced guest speakers talk about how to build an integrated team and how to begin to think about effectively leading leaders. The second course being offered is Global Topics in Aerospace. This course examines a range of current international space topics and issues, including civil, military, and commercial activities. We look at the origins and evolution of space policy and law over time. We examine the strategic role in international affairs. This course introduces you to a current range of challenges and debates that are going on right now in the aerospace field, such as current organizational and governance structures, space economics, international human space exploration, the future of commercialization in space, deregulation and space traffic management, and recent developments and possibilities in the commercial space sector. This course is currently being taught, or I am currently teaching this course now, and we've had a range of very, very interesting guest speakers, as well as we write a lot of position papers on these topics. The third course is Aerospace Program Management. This will be offered new in the spring. This course teaches industry standard aerospace program management techniques that balance cost, technical, and schedule considerations throughout a program's lifecycle. This course can only be taken after the prerequisite, which is fundamentals of project management, and you heard Brent talk about that, or the similar program for software program management, EMN 5831. The ideas, tools, and techniques taught in the Aerospace Program Management course give students an advantage when entering the workforce. It provides them a solid foundation in what it takes to successfully perform on complex aerospace and defense programs. So think of this course kind of as an applied project management course, but it uses all of the terminology and the tools that are currently being used in the aerospace industry.
So thanks for joining us today.